Okay, this is Chef Michael once again, but this is now in my new kitchen on Miracle Mile Drive in Anderson. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do a clam tilapia fish, and we're going to do with some crab meat, okay, done with shallots, okay, and we're going to use a tomato sauce with some garlic and some butter and lemon in a buttermilk type sauce, and of course the corn. Okay, all this will be mixed together. But first what I've done is I've already started heating this up. I've already started heating the pan up here. I put it on high at first, and then we go ahead and take it down to about 6 or 7. This will go ahead and cook at about 5 or 6, okay? Real easy. Okay, so first what we're going to do, we're going to take our fish. Okay, this is actually the water brine here is actually a very nice salt brine from the ocean. Okay, and we'll begin going ahead and cooking our fish. Okay, get the tilapia in there and cook it. Because what we want to do is make sure the tilapia cooks really, really good. Okay? And that way it falls apart. That's what I want it to do, is fall apart into little chunks. That's the first thing that goes into this pan. Okay? Now, while we're doing that, we're going ahead and we're cooking this, mixing it up. We can go ahead and throw a little garlic in there. Not all of it. Just leave a little bit behind. Okay, because we're going to put that in with the soup later. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put our tomato type sauce that I've made up here. It is made with a little salsa. Okay, you've probably seen that on the Facebook thing. I'm going to make that with a little salsa, mix that in. Okay, I'm going to take my lemon butter, pour that in. Go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and take the shallots out. We'll cook that with the fish after the fish is cooked. So we get all that cooking now. Let that tilapia cook up. Tilapia cooks up relatively quickly. We don't want it to stick on the bottom. Okay. And we'll throw a little bit of Italian seasoning on that. And what I like, providing I can find, oh yes, celery salt. Believe it or not, celery salt really brings out the fish flavor in your fish dishes. Okay, so we're going to throw a little celery salt on that as well. Not much, just a little. You know, we don't want to really overdo anything here. And we want to take this up, I'm going to take this up to about a 7. Okay, and let this come to a boil. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix that buttermilk into there. And we do that while the tilapia fish is cooking. Alright, see how it starts to begin to fall apart? That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. We want the tilapia fish to cook all the way through to the point where it falls apart. If it's not falling apart, then what we want is little chunks of the tilapia in there. Okay? Little chunks. Okay, then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in it doesn't take long because I'm cooking it on about 7. Okay, I've got this cooking here, coming to a boil. That's what we want. That's going to be the soup part of it, actually. And that's where I'm going to add the buttermilk and everything. Okay? And those are just waiting to go in. Okay? That's like the last thing that goes in. Okay? See, now I can start taking my fish. Watch what I'm doing. I'm taking the fish, I start to break it up. Okay? Into the shallots. Okay? You can see it's not quite done yet. It needs a little more cooking. But we can start breaking it up now. And that's what we want. We want to break that up. We're not trying to get big fillets of fish here. This is a soup. Okay, believe it or not, it doesn't look like one right yet. But it's going to be a soup. Trust me. Okay, we get that all nice and then chop it up. Okay, get that cooking in there. While that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and take our buttermilk. Pour a little bit of that buttermilk in there. Buttermilk is really kind of like sour cream. You know, if you ever just went and accidentally bought buttermilk and thought it was milk, you're like, oh my God, what is this? But actually buttermilk is a very more like liquid sour cream. And that's kind of the taste we're going for in this with that lemon and doesn't that look good already? Okay, let that come to a boil. And back over here we're going to go ahead and take this and keep mixing it. Okay. The reason why I say we don't put this in till later, this needs to be a liquid. When it goes in, needs to go into a liquid, not fried. Okay, so once this cooked, and I think we're almost there. Yeah. Once I can go like this and the fish is starting to fall apart like that, okay, then we can go ahead and we can put our sauce into it. Okay. We lower our temperature down to about 4 or 5. Okay. And mix that in there real nice and good. Okay, the next thing that's going to go in is our crab. So we're going to go ahead and start putting our crab into there. And start letting that crab cook. I just love crab. The flavor of crab is so good. It just adds to the flavor of the seafood dish. You know what I'm saying? And we're just throwing it right in there and letting all that cook. Okay, I know in the picture it doesn't show this, so I thought that's why I would do the video, and I'll go ahead and take a picture of what it all looks like when it's done, because I don't think the picture showed much justice on that. Okay. Another thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of this salt brine from the ocean. Yes. We want it to taste like the ocean. A little bit of that ocean in there, a little ocean flavor. All it is sea salt that I'm using. Okay, so don't think I'm actually putting ocean water in there, okay? No. Sea salt. But sea salt is about the same as ocean water. It's a little briny, and that's what we want, a little brine in there, along with that buttermilk. And you don't be afraid to add a little more. The buttermilk is really good with this. Very good. You can see those shallots and everything cooking up in there very nicely. Okay, maybe we'll put it up a little bit higher here. Okay, and we'll start to add these in. Okay. I added in whole shells. Okay. Whole shells in there. Take it right out of the brine, right into there. Okay. And we let them cook really nice and good into that. Let that flavor get all up in there. Now these will really open up. They've opened up slightly since I've put them in. That's because of the salt water. The salt water tends to make them want to open back up, and they like to eat salt. Most people don't know that. Yeah, what does mussels like to eat? Well, mussels and clams and oysters like salt. That's what they like to eat. They like to eat salt and the microorganisms that come off of the salt. I know, nasty, huh? But most of your bottom crawling creatures, see, now it's starting to look really good. Look at that. Look at that, would you? Huh? There it is. Bravo, huh? Bravo, Mussel. We put the rest of the garlic in there. Keep it going. I'm going to go ahead and mix this a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's going to be good. Okay. And you can see it's a soup. Okay. It's a soup. And the consistency should be soup. Okay. We don't want it to be nice and thick. We want it to be soupy. Soupy is what we're looking for here. Okay. Some people like to add maybe a little bit more to it, you know, as far as the tomato sauce goes. I prefer a light tomato sauce. Okay. And there we are, folks. That is our seafood delight.